So another side project is this Amel TT carburetor, which came off the Speed Twin. And one of the things that became apparent was the original iron barrel or iron head has a different inlet manifold to the one that we've got on here. So this one has got a sort of staggered hole arrangement. So I've managed to secure a new manifold, or a second-hand new manifold. But because the head's been ported, I want to port match these holes to the ones in the head, which is going to be a little bit tricky, but we'll see if we can give it a go. And I also want to check to see what the match is like between the actual throat of the carburetor when you pull the slide open and the manifold, and make sure that that's correctly sized as well. So get me set up and then I'll come back. So what I've done now is I've put a bolt through and the bolt through the other side, and I've made a cardboard gasket which has got the profile of what the head is like, or how it's been ported. So I'm going to transfer that across with a magic marker and have a look at machining that out to blend it into what's been done on the head. I'll get that set up and we'll see how we get on. Magic marker applied, little gasket on, so I'm just going to gently scratch round the profile that I'd taken from the head. Not necessarily going to do it right out to this line, but give me a good idea. And as you can see, you've got desperately close to the outside edge. I mean, that's going to have next to no sealing surface there, so we're not going to go anywhere near as big as that. We'll have to go a little bit of a compromise with that. I'll just do the other one, continuity's sake. So the head came to me as a done head, if you like. So I've had no part in the porting of it, other than clearly someone's been in there with a rotary burr. Right, okay. So I'll take the manifold off the carburetor, because obviously I want to fill the carburetor up with loads of rubbish. We'll have a look at how we're going to blend that with a rotary burr, and then while we're at it, let's see what we can see. Let me take the top off the carb, take that out. Now, well, you can see, if I don't kick the camera, well, you can see, let me get a torch. So that looks pretty good to me from down there, so we don't need to do anything with the carburetor to the manifold. That looks good. So it's just the other side. Okay. Okay, so I've painted the top surface black, so hopefully you can make that out. So we've got at least 3mm, 1/8 of an inch all around the top. So I've blended it as best I can using that rotary burr, and then I've just got in there with a half round file and just try to blend in a couple of the little areas. But yeah, pretty happy with that. I suppose in a perfect scenario, if it did become a problem with the pinching area of the gasket, I could build up a bit of weld around the outside. I mean, I don't know whether the person that's done the porting job on the head knew what they were doing, but that's what I've been given, so that's what I'm going to deal with, and hopefully we'll get a good result. So I'm going to start on the second one. I'll let you watch a little bit of that, and then I'll crack on like I've done with this one and finish it off. I've got to say, I'm quite impressed with the aluminium quality of the aluminium. It's cutting lovely, so I'd like to think it's quite a good quality casting. Probably back in the day when they actually used aluminium. So the manifold's all cleaned up. Got the inlet carb gasket. I've cut all the bolts down to the correct length. So just bolt the carb on. That's handy then, nice and stiff. Oops. They won't fall off while I'm racing around the track, hopefully. Right, spinner. Yeah. All nicely blended in. Ready to go.